Hi there, everyone. It is currently the 20th of September 2014, making this update right around 4 a.m. Japan Standard Time, or about 3 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. We are continuing to watch Tropical Storm Fung-Wong pulse off here towards the northwest, and this storm system really has been bringing the rainfall. It's not so much the winds that is a big threat with it. Actually, the rain and that water vapor just continuing to wrap in from the west and from the east here, and actually many rivers around the Manila area have been near flood stage. A lot of dams have had to release water. We have been seeing reports of flooding already out here. Back on Thursday, all the schools in Cebu were closed. And as we continue to look ahead, that flood threat is not only possible, but very real and could become very, very serious, especially across northern portions of Luzon as the storm system continues to track off there towards the northwest, especially as we look ahead throughout the rest of Friday into Saturday. It's expected to make landfall there into the Cagayan area. Tropical storm, a fairly disorganized tropical storm, but still a very potent one. The winds at this time, 45, gusting up to 65 knots. It has intensified from Thursday, but once it moves onshore, it's still going to be at that tropical storm intensity. That's not just according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, via the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and Bagasa as well. And at landfall just south of Apari, around the Aurora towards Cagayan area. You can see actually here on Bagasa's web latest warnings for this storm system, and I do suggest to go check it out if you are afraid you're under one of these signal force warnings. None in Visayas or Mindanao, but we are seeing signal force 1 and 2 in place. Signal force 2 in Cagayan, Calalan Islands, Isabela, many of these areas just off there towards the northeast. Now the bigger threat, though, as I mentioned, it is going to be the rain. Let's take a look at one of these model outlooks. This is our ECMWF model displayed on the Meteo Earth app, and what we can see here is our storm system tracking off here towards the northwest. Of course, that's what's going to be happening. Let's zoom in on and see what's exactly happening here, because you have your low-level center. It's a little displaced from the northern portions of the main convection, but the big problem is you still have that moisture wrapping around the northern periphery here, and if we go back to the satellite imagery, you can even see that with that rain band coming in from the north, and also you have those rain bands coming in from the south. Look ahead through the rest of Friday. We're going to continue to see those rain bands occur, that moisture flowing in. Those of you in Manila, this is going to be a long day out here for those of you actually on Friday, because the rain isn't just going to be occurring in the afternoon hours. It's just going to be persistent and from the west. But I think the worst hit areas are not going to actually be in northeastern Luzon, but it's along western Luzon, because that moisture will continue to wrap around throughout the day on Friday and even the Saturday as our storm system starts to work its way off there through the Luzon Strait. That rainfall continues to push onshore, and even expecting this to intensify at that point as it continues to track off there towards the north. So big flood threat for those of you across Luzon. That's really what I'm trying to say in short. If you are out here, you're being warned on, take this seriously. If you're being asked to evacuate, take it seriously. Water can really rise up very quickly in these storms, especially since this area is already saturated. You're still recovering from Kalmiki, so this is definitely something that's going to be continue to monitor throughout the rest of the day here on Friday and Saturday. Let's continue to look ahead, though. I know yesterday we had a threat of this storm system impacting those of you into Okinawa. It looks like the situation is improving as far as your conditions through this weekend. It's still going to be raining. You can see our rain band, actually, this stationary boundary stretching off here towards the north. That's going to be bringing some heavy showers across the southern Japanese islands on Saturday and Sunday, and that's also what's eventually hooking our storm system towards the northeast. But it's not getting as much of a grasp on this because it's staying farther down towards the south. Originally, we expected the forecast for this to stay a little bit towards the east of Luzon, but that high pressure ridge towards the north kept it on that westerly track, and we're seeing it work more this way. So less of an impact on our stationary boundary and our upper level trough coming in off of China. What that means, Taiwan, you're going to be getting it, and it's going to be a big blob of rainfall coming up overhead. So this storm system will be working its way over Taiwan. I think another big flood threat there, and eventually working its way back into the East China Sea, where we could see it intensify back up the typhoon status at that point. Background flow kind of a little weak with this storm system. We do have high pressure ridge over here towards the east. We have, or excuse me, to the west. We have one towards the east. So this is going to want to go in the middle of those two. So continuing on a due westerly track, not happening. It is going to track off towards the north. But at what point is it going to go towards the north and turn towards the northeast? I think that's still yet to be determined. So as far as the 72-hour forecast, I really think Taiwan's going to get hit by this. But it could have turned towards the northeast and impact the Amami and southern Japanese islands beyond that. It all depends. Take a look at a few more models here, and you can see with our nav gem, it actually takes it across Luzon, pushing it along the eastern seaboards of Taiwan, and then off there towards the north, and even impacting eastern China, actually making landfall right near Shanghai. That would be a rough day for those of you out there. Do want to note, even if that happens, you still have that moisture flow coming in across Luzon and also impacting those of you in the southern Japanese islands. So still, a lot of rain coming out of it. Also, take a look at the GFS outlook, and what we can see here is our storm system actually taking more of a westerly track, matching up with the ECMWF and pulling off there and eventually impacting eastern China. Still looking at that moisture inflow, so Sunday and Monday, pretty rough. That's my alarm. I think I'll leave that in there, actually. Time for me to head off to work, though. I'll be on NHK World all day. You can go check out there for some latest information. Also updating the website, of course. Videographer James Reynolds going to be in Taiwan this coming weekend, so you do want to watch for his video updates. Also, meteorologist Mike Adcock here with WesternPacificWeather.com. We have plenty of people in the Philippines as well, continuing to post updates, not just on our tropical storm Mario here, but also the Mayon volcano, which has been erupting for several days now. All right, guys, that is all for right now. Everybody, thanks again for watching here at WesternPacificWeather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, post them down there in the comment box below, and we'll stay safe out there.